What's going on, everybody? The Rebuttal Entertainment in full effect. I got my panel with me today. Melinda, Tony, Larry Adams here today. Light skinned Luke got that second COVID shot, and he a man down, Melinda. He a man down, Tony and Larry. So we wish him the best.
And Tony is looking like I done told y'all.
I ain't get sick. What nothing wrong with me?
I didn't get sick
Prayers are
either.
with him.
What's all that noise? Tony, that's you.
Yes.
No, it's someone's phone.
But yeah, hopefully,
It ain't my phone, but let me turn my phone off.
Luke can get it situated and stuff like that, but he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He a big boy, he can handle it. But we're gonna get this thing started. Let me play y'all favorite thing, and we're gonna get this thing started, y'all. Oh, my fault, wrong one.
See, you like to start.
You give it to me, I'll give it to you. And I know what you want, you know I
Here we go. Here we go. Larry, what's going on, Larry?
Oh well, like I said, Bill Cosby had his sentence overturned. It was overturned.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and when I tell you the question, I'm gonna tell you why it was overturned. Who is this? Hey, somebody saying, hey, how you doing? How you doing? She say, hey, panel.
Hey,
Hi.
Well, let's get this thing started. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start with the U.S. has experienced more deaths from COVID than from World War One and Two, the Vietnam War, and all of 9/11 combined. Your thoughts, Tony?
The COVID virus could have been put under wraps a lot sooner had the last administration been honest and let people know what was going on. And I believe that he took it as a joke until he was affected by the virus. So it's unfortunate that everyone who has lost their lives are still going through this situation but I blame it all on the last administration. He knew this information back in October, November of 2019, and he didn't tell everybody about it until February, March 2020.
Mm-hmm. I got you. I feel you. Larry, what you think, Larry?
Yeah, I agree with her. Trump held it so long. He telling everybody this and that and lying, and see that's what got him out of office. The COVID got him out of office. That's what he was running against COVID. That was his political opponent, and he could not defeat COVID. COVID took over the election, pretty much. All Biden had to do was lay back. Trump was fighting COVID, and COVID was winning.
Yeah,
That's what it was. And those poor people suffered, and then those same people gonna try to reelect him. I don't understand it. They might as well just drink liquid Drano or something. I mean, I don't understand it.
you right.
The man said, drink Clorox, and then they had the Centers for Disease Control said they were getting telephone calls. I bet you didn't know black kids call down there and ask about no Clorox. As many times their parents washed their clothes and put Clorox in there, they never said, have a sip of this. You got a cough, they give you a sip of castor oil, but they gonna give you no Clorox. So just goes to show you. He tried to keep it down, and it caught up to him, and those people suffered, unfortunately. All those lives, man. He trying to camouflage it and what have you. All those people, a lot of black people died too, or what have you. All those lives.
Exactly, Larry. I'm with you on that one.
All those lives. So that just shows he really don't care nothing about you.
That's
He
right.
don't care about you.
And he back in action again. You know what I mean? Melinda, what you think about it?
the sad thing is that I dealt with a lot of World War II veterans and World War One veterans. A lot of them are dying out. They're at the last. Vietnam veterans at hospice, and it's like, but when it's preventable, and then it's more than all of them combined, and every tragedy that we've ever had, and it's all under one man's, leadership, why is he even getting airtime to do anything else and not locked up? This is negligence. Remember when I think 4 people died in Benghazi and they was like they want to lock everybody up. And they was calling to be everybody to be locked up. And then we done had more than 500,000 Americans die and there's no consequences. And they're trying to find every excuse to, from the people that was trying to help people out they was blaming everybody except the right person. And I heard what you heard, Larry and Tony. I'm on board with y'all. I heard that he was almost half dead himself. And then he still didn't come back and do the right thing and say, hey, wear a mask. These are the things you need to do. Listen to the scientists because they know best. And then he had access to medicine and different things that nobody else had access to because he pushed it through and they saved his life. But he didn't give other people access to them same drugs and that same treatment. Now, if I get COVID, I'm going to Walter Reed and I'm like, give me what you gave him because at the end of the day, I'm important just like he important.
Exactly. I'm with all y'all, you know what I mean? He could have stopped this shit before it started, you know what I mean?
That's
but
right.
His ego and his pride wouldn't let him, you know what I mean? He wanted to put that fake fixation that it's just a little China virus and it ain't gonna hurt nobody and all that bullshit, you know what I mean? But they were talking about it today. His ass was on thin ice. He almost died and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So now COVID done killed all these people more than World War I, II, Vietnam, and 9/11 because of his negligence. They need to bullwhip his ass. That's all I gotta say about him. So we're gonna go to the next topic. Derek Chauvin, 22 and a half years. What to think, Larry? You think that was enough?
Who's 22 and a half years? Who?
The guy that killed George Floyd.
George Floyd. Well,
Derek Chauvin, the police officer.
Well, be glad you got that. Be glad you got that, man, because that's they don't really sentence police, but that's unusual. Now I don't know what he'll be. Yeah. He got like you say, he got to do 2/3, right?
He probably do 22, man. He probably do 16 if he make it that long.
Yeah, if he make it that long or whatever. But just go to show you what you're worth. 16. Now, a couple of them, they got killed by police. What, they got 4 or 5 years? You was worth 4 years. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just be glad you got that.
I hear you, man.
Be glad that's a precedent. You understand what I'm saying? That's a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Be glad you got that, man.
Got you.
Hey. But we still don't have no.
What did they like?
We still don't have no executive order to stop police to stop shooting unarmed black men.
Yeah.
We ain't got no hate crime on that. Although, like I said, the Asians and the Pacific Islanders got a hate crime.
Don't get the Jews.
Transgenders got a hate crime. You can't sign a hate crime to stop police from shooting unarmed black people. Instant, just like that. The George Floyd crime bill pending. The Charles Lewis voting rights bill pending. We still pending. It's just like the noose is up at the gallows. They just ain't called our name.
You know what? It's messed up, Larry. Because it ain't funny to laugh at. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It's all facts. And look at us. Look at us. We're not making no demands. We're not raising no hell about it. So you get what you deserve. The squeaking wheel gets the oil.
We got Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. 2 years later. That was 2 years later, man.
You must have not seen the podcast last week. I kind of went in on the Juneteenth. I didn't ask for that.
She's nothing with you. She don't care about that.
Hey, man. Yeah, but they give us a holiday, but we asked for reparations.
I didn't ask for that. I asked for reparations.
And you get a holiday.
Yeah, I didn't ask for that. I was celebrating that anyway.
Well, go ahead, Melinda, since you got the mic.
Okay, so what was the question? Because you got me so off track on the Okay. As Larry said, we lucky we got that. Because usually they don't even try to give you anything. They don't even try to indict them at all. So I was surprised that we got that, to be honest with you. But I don't, like I said a couple of podcasts back, I don't think he's gonna last more than a year because he's gonna kill himself. Because they can't take that kind of pressure. They can dish out stuff, but under pressure, them kind of people, they don't perform well under pressure. You know, they can't take what they dish out. So as soon as he go in there and life get real for him in jail, he gonna take himself out. So we ain't gonna have to worry about 16 years or whatever. I would really be surprised if he get anywhere like close to 15. I'm thinking a year or two. I'm not trying to say that nobody should kill themselves, but you know, history has shown that anytime you put them under pressure, they can't take it and they choose the other route. We will sit there and eat 16 years. Or look at Cosby. He was old and he was gonna do his time, his full time. He was like, no, I'm not gonna say that I'm guilty when I'm not. And he was holding it down. And then now he's out and he did his whole time, but I don't think Chauvin gonna last as long as Cosby even did.
Got you. Tony, what you think?
Like Larry said, we ought to be happy that he did get something. But I did see that they said he may serve a max of 8 years. So 8 years is nothing compared to taking a man's life, and everybody witnessed this. Thankfully, the young lady was there and was able to get the video footage, because had she not been there, he probably wouldn't have even gotten anything. So I'm thankful that he did get some time, but at the same time, he should have gotten life.
Yeah, I totally agree. He should have got more than what he get, but like Larry said, we got to get what we can take, man. It just crazy, you know what I mean, how they treat us. But we ain't making no hoorah no more, you know. I guess they happy for what he got, stuff like that. But I'm with Melinda. I don't think he gonna make it. You know what I mean? They say he might just do 8, but I think parole hearing is already 10 years. So I don't think that was accurate, but you know, they might have changed it for him. He's a police officer, I guess. So it is what it is. We're going on to the next. Trump Organization, Larry, brazen for criminal charges. I know you like this one. Sources say. What you think about it, Larry?
Well, it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. Ever since Michael Cohen opened up Pandora's box, it was just a matter of time, man. It was just a matter of time and what have you. And then, you know, Trump been doing that so long that they had so much. They got so much. You understand what I'm saying? They got so much. Dig it. And then what happened, you know, during his presidency, and then that January 16th, see, that did him in. That really did him in. Because a lot of white people probably say, you know what, you know, I voted for him and everything, but I don't know what they were doing. They don't want to be involved in that. And them dudes that are sitting, you know, them dudes are sitting in prison. They sitting in prison right now for all that, whatever they were doing. And what they sitting in prison, they thinking. You think when you're in prison, you think those are federal charges.
How can I get out of this?
Federal, right? They talking to people on the outside. You know, the only way you gonna get out of there, you gotta have some outside help, boy. You're federal, and they ain't playing with you. And you notice, I noticed now on the news, they keep showing the video. They keep showing. I said that ain't helping them. That ain't helping them.
They set them up, ain't they, Larry?
They set them up. They keep pounding that video. Oh, it was a choir. Oh, it was a tour. Oh, yeah, really? And that policeman on there, that got hurt. Mm-hmm. He ain't playing, man. Every time you look at his eyes, he hate all them congressmen.
Yeah, you right. Tony, what you think, Tony?
He should have had charges filed against him. He had the QAnon, the Proud Boys, and his followers who are so, you know, they're just like the Jim Jones followers back in the day. Anything he said, they believed. So he should be held accountable for the incite on June 6th. And I hope that he does serve some jail time. He should not get off of this at all.
You know how I feel about he should have got time way back before he even got into office for raping them kids. You know, the same thing that, you know, they be talking about how Cosby did this and Cosby did that, but then these people sitting in high office and nothing is happening to them. he incited a riot. He put people's lives in danger. And as Larry said, Officer Fanone is not playing with them. He went and tried to talk to one of them congressmen that was actually in the building and tried to shake his hand, and dude would not shake his hand at all. This is the man that protected y'all from getting slaughtered that day, because all them people wouldn't have asked, are you Republican or are you Democrat? They would just slaughter anybody that came into their path, because they ain't even smart enough to know who their congressman or Republican or Democrats are. All they knew is they want to go and do damage, because the statistics came out that most of them people that went to the Capitol, they wasn't even registered to vote. They did not even vote. So what was they arguing about? They wanted to do damage. They wanted to follow this fool, and that's what they did. So there they are. So all of them, anybody that was on camera that we could identify, should be in jail right now. Yeah. I heard somebody got probation.
Yeah, I seen it.
And a $500 fine. What?
Yeah.
Let us jaywalk in a white neighborhood, see if you don't get worse than that.
Yeah, white neighborhood mean more than the nation's capital, so we all know that. They'll go in the rural, they get the shooting on site. You know what I mean?
Now, that's not true, because had it been a black crowd that tried to breach the Capitol, they would have slaughtered all of them. Yeah. And it would have meant a whole lot. It just means a lot when it's depending on the color of the skin that's doing it.
Well, Trump organization going down. The Attorney General for New York City is not playing. She coming down on all of them. Somebody going to fuck the jail. So yeah, y'all better snitch now and talk later, whatever you're going to do. But somebody going to jail. So
and they took away Giuliani's his right to practice law.
Poor Giuliani. All his hair dye and went out there, Larry. He ain't got no more hair dye. All right, next question. So, Melinda, your favorite person, but I'm gonna let Tony answer this. So now, Attorney General Bob want to talk. He said Trump election fraud claims, and his words, not mine, was all bullshit. That's what Attorney General Bob said. So, Tony, what do you think Attorney General Bob saying Trump was all bullshit, and he ain't said when he was Attorney General?
Mm-hmm. He was afraid. And now he wants to come clean, and everyone knew that it was a bullshit statement by Trump. Trump, like I said, I think these people are like they're afraid of him or something, because they do whatever he says. And it's unfortunate that they didn't stand up to him when they were in office. And now he's coming clean because he's probably looking at the bigger picture ahead. Mm-hmm. Everything's always coming to what's going to happen in the future for their career. So that's why he's coming clean now.
All right, Melinda, what do you think about Attorney General Bob bullshit?
He needs to be disbarred and go to jail. He was negligent in his job. That's period. There's nothing else to be said about him. He didn't do his job while he was in there, and then he tried to back out at last minute so that to save him. Like I tried to do something, I was against it. No, the whole entire time you was feeding false information to the public. You was doing his dirty work by investigating people that shouldn't have been investigated. He was that was breach of the public's trust, and he needs to be disbarred where he can't practice law at all anywhere else. And he also needs to do some jail time and a fine. So I don't care. I don't care if he's coming clean now. He should have came clean then, and then people would still be alive. He knew that man was crazy, and he had a right to protect the public.
Yeah. Larry, what do you think about the Attorney General, Larry?
Oh, well, he's probably got a book deal coming and what have you. That was an interview with Atlantic Magazine. It was done some time ago. They timed it right after the election to make sure it came out or what have you. So they probably had the story for a while, then they put it out. Had the election been different, though, I think they would have changed the article, but that's the way it was. Mm-hmm. And so he's trying to come clean, trying to, make any type of restitution or what have you. Hoping for forgiveness, but they ain't gonna get no forgiveness. They probably gonna find a way to get him a subpoena. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because Nancy Pelosi now got this special select committee. Same thing the Republicans did about Benghazi with Hillary Clinton. They got a select committee, so they're gonna investigate it. Mm-hmm. And they talking about putting Liz Cheney on there. one of the Republicans. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot because they're all going to be implicated. They're implicated. See, and they don't want that.
Mhm.
They don't want that. Because depending on it, the Republicans right now, they cannot win the popular vote. They cannot do that. The more people that vote, the election's going Democratic because there's more Democrats than Republicans.
Mhm.
So this is why the Republicans went out to stop all kinds of voting
Mhm.
because they can't wait. See, they cannot wait. See, that's why I said that word wait again. They can't wait for the election because the more people that come, they know they're going to lose.
Yeah.
So they're trying to cut the participation in about half. If we could just get rid of half of them, they might win because they ain't going to never be popular. They closed the door to that with this last election. They ain't going to never be popular. They never going to be popular and what have you. So that's what they do. That's why we got to get the Voting Rights Act. Here we are right now, 2021, talking about another damn Voting Rights Act. I mean, how many more? And now that was pending. Listen, at the end of the Civil War, they did a survey, and 99% of white people did not want to end slavery. They didn't want to do it. And now they did a survey of reparations. 85% of white people don't want that. So, that 1865 or 1867 was the first survey. And now 2021, it only dropped by 10%. 97 and 88, man, you had 10 more percent, almost 100%. You ain't supposed to get no reparations. And then they interviewed this one guy. He said, "Oh no, but I didn't have no slaves. Those are my. But you benefited from it. You got the benefits. We ain't getting nothing."
They don't understand that. They don't understand it.
Right? You got all the entitlements, the privileges.
Exactly.
The privileges. I can remember as we speak, looking at each other. When I was a child, my mother had me in South Carolina. I was about Rock Hill, South Carolina, about 8, 9 years old. And we were at the bus station. They had colored water fountain and white water fountain. And the colored water fountain has too dirty. I went to the white water fountain. As soon as I cut that water, my mother said, "You better get away from there, get over there to that other cat. What's wrong with you?" Or whatever. And then I went to the white bathroom. Oh, it smells so good. This white man came in there. And he came in there and looked at me. Boy, I went over to the color pad. I didn't even want to pee. As a matter of fact, I had to go out to another outhouse that was there. This was a long time ago now. I'm 75. I was 9. But I remember it so vividly. It was so, and then we went to some club, some restaurant. We went around the back. White people came in the front. I can see it vividly. So we're doing the same thing over and over again. All they do is give us symbols with no substance.
It's just circulating. Everything just going back in rotation.
That's right.
Got you.
Just like Bill Withers, what that song just use me up. Doom.
I got you, like.
Right.
But you know what, man? It ain't even something to laugh at, man. It's just crazy. He waited all this time. He, like Tony and Melinda said, he could have been told Trump, "You out your damn mind. Come on now. I'm the attorney general. Either you're gonna fire me or let me do my job. I'm not gonna go all this bullshit, racist stuff that you're trying to pass through here. You know what I mean? Wasn't no fraud in this election, and these stupid ass Republicans that got your back. I'm gonna subpoena all of them that causing all this. He could have just went in on them, but he chose not to because he wanted to save his own ass. Now, like Larry said, he probably got a book or something, Melinda. You know how he trying to write, or maybe he was trying to run for something else. Man, it's just a shame, man. This stuff just crazy. That shit give you a headache.
Right. Then next thing you know, he'll be doing a book tour, be on the late night shows and everything. But see, black people always being used as a pawn. We always use, because actually the Emancipation Proclamation, there were 5 of those.
Mm-hmm.
There were actually 5 Emancipation Proclamations. And each one of them benefited whoever wrote it. Or the other one on the receiving end. The slave never got free. The slave still, all 5 of them, they did everything they want, but the slave never got free. I'll give you a hint. I'll get on this first one because this is gonna be simple. there was a Lord Drummond. He was a British guy. He was in the United States, and the British was fighting the colonies. So he told the slaves, we will free all of y'all if y'all will fight with the British. They had a name, they called them ghost soldiers or something. I can't think of it. There's a lot of slaves that fought with the British now. They fought with the British. Anyway, anybody gonna let you be free, you fought for them. They fought for the British. And then he said, we want all the slaves. We're gonna free all of them. Just fight for the British. And then somebody told him, now, wait a minute, suppose they turn on us. And they thought about it, so they rescinded that. That was the first.
I got you.
And they said, "Oh, he tore that up." But go ahead, man. I don't want to get into it. Come on.
I know you would. So I'm gonna let who I want to make fired up about this. Melinda, yeah, I'll fire Melinda up about this one. Melinda, the FDA approved a diabetic drug for weight loss. They say it's groundbreaking. And it could change your life, you know what I mean? And it helped a lot of people. It was approved and everything. So what do you think about it? Do we need to take it to lose a couple more pounds?
Nah, we need to leave that alone. Because remember, not too long ago they did that fen-phen that was supposed to be the end all to be all with the dieting, and then it caused cancer or it did something else. We need to stop messing with the FDA. They supposed to be keeping us safe, but they not really keeping us safe. The Food and Drug Administration is doing whatever the lobbyist is asking them to do. And they're supposed to be the department of the government that is supposed to look out for the people, but they're looking out for themselves, and they're putting people in danger. Because, like, for example, the FDA approves to put fluoride in water, and fluoride is not good for us. So they do a lot of stuff, and they pass a lot of stuff that is not healthy for us, but is beneficial to them in some kind of way. And they're the same people that pass, injecting animals with hormones and different things. And that's why we all obese and we all looking crazy now. So no, I'm not trusting them with no diet, nothing. I'm gonna have to see them, just like how I was feeling about the COVID shot. I had to get it after a while, but I want to see what happens. I wanted to see what happened with the COVID shot, but it was getting to the point where it had to be done, and I had to do it. But no, I'm gonna wait and see what they're doing, and I'm gonna stick with the route I'm doing. I'm gonna just push away from the table for a minute and try to digest and maybe walk around some more. But I'm not drinking nothing that they're giving us, because they passing a whole bunch of stuff that shouldn't be passed. We have stuff in our foods that other countries that are third world has said no to. So that tells you the whole story. No, I'm not. No.
All right, I hear you. Larry, FDA approved a diabetes drug for weight loss. It's groundbreaking. They had a thing. 90 people did it. All of them lost weight and stuff like that. Larry,
And the side effect. And the side effect, did they tell you those side effects?
Right.
They said it was some side effects, but wasn't major.
Obesity is here to stay. It's not going to change. Now, my number one selling T-shirt, I never showed it to you, Louis, because I was looking at these panels and the people, they don't want to be bothered with this. I already know. But I just did another print. I'm going for the well-fed man and a full-figured woman. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it.
Well-fed men, full-figured women. I said, like crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see the T-shirt, Catch Up with Jesus.
Yeah, I said catch up with Jesus.
Now, when you go to church, when your mama used to go take you to church, when church service was over, what did the people normally do? Where did they normally go?
Let's ask the church-going woman right now. Where'd they go, Tony?
Downstairs in the basement for their chicken dinners.
There you go.
Forget the fish. Don't forget the fish.
There you go.
Oh my God.
There you go. The full-figured woman.
Got you.
See, they get neglected, and then they got to go to specialty places to buy a lot of their clothing, and those prices are inflated. Like the big tall men's shop, them dudes be telling me, man, you know how much they charge for a t-shirt? How much they charge for so. And
So we don't need to take it. Leave it alone. Don't take it.
Huh?
We don't need to take it.
And I got a 5X or 6X they can get for $16 and $20. Are you crazy? They catch up to you. And you know what they do? They send their friends. They had their friends. They send their friends, man.
Hey, Tony, Larry, look, don't take it. I need to sell my t-shirts.
I'll buy a t-shirt, Larry.
Go ahead, Tony. What you think about it?
No, I'm with Melinda and Larry. I would not take it because these drugs are known to cause side effects, of course, and anything you take is a risk. But I would definitely be very cautious with the drugs that they approve because they do cause cancer and heart attack, stroke, things of that nature, blood clots. Just try to do it the best way you can. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor for a strict diet, possibly. But I would not go on a FDA approved diet. No, I would not. It might cause me to get diabetes. You never know.
You right? They might be shooting it in you, huh?
Exactly.
Nah, I ain't taking nothing at all. I barely took this COVID. You know what I mean? I took that because the grown people I be around, I ain't want to get nobody sick. Damn, I'm taking the diabetes drug from the FDA who be bullshitting the last two. Screw the FDA. I ain't taking nothing. You know what I mean? They done. You know what I mean? Well, Larry, you got anything else to say before I move on about your shirts?
No, not really. You know, it's just what I do. You know, okay. I'm just showing. I got sizes. I'm cornering that market. I target the market.
I got you.
And like Tony said, you know, I already knew what they did. I already knew. You understand what I'm saying? And they eat, man. They eat. Yeah, like the man said. You ever see somebody go out to a buffet and sit at the buffet? And they say, man, you can't sit there. And he gonna say, I don't see no sign. You got You got to show a black person a sign. I'm telling you. Oh, they gonna sit at the buffet, pull out the Ziploc bag. You can't take no food home here. I don't see no sign.
That's what I need to start doing. I got you.
All right.
Melinda, remember we talked about this? Tony, remember we talked about this? About people wanting to come to America, Larry. We talked about people wanting to come to America, right? So it happened again, Melinda. A boat drifted near Turks and Caicos with 20 dead people, most likely headed to the United States. I will say it again. Is it worth coming to the United States of America, Melinda?
Wow, we a shithole country. I mean, here's the thing. They come all the way over here and then they treat them like, like trash. And then they send them back sometime into the same situation, not caring what the situation they left from. So I don't know if I would take the risk of trying to get into a country just to be turned away and sent back after I done, struggled to get to the border or whatever. And then also when you get here, the promise of, what America was supposed to be is not there for everybody. So then they end up in some, projects or hood or urban center that they don't get to see the American dream. They struggle or whatever. Maybe some of them might, band together and then, surpass what, their forefathers or whatever did and might do a little better. But for the most part, a lot of the people that come over to this country, unless it's geared towards European-centered immigrants, them people come over here and do very well. But, the lower or people of color countries that come over here, they make it extra hard. They do, devastating things like put them in concentration camps because that's what those houses was, them little camps that they call it, the detention centers. They were concentration camps. They was treating them children really badly. And it was on purpose to deter them from coming over here. What kind of wicked people do that? That was the Trump administration's whole thing. They were like, yeah, if we punish them and if we treat them like garbage, And if we, you know, we take children away from their parents, and then they lost kids, and they did all kind of stuff. The America that they heard of, and the America that was from before, yes, it was worth coming over for. But this America that we're dealing with today, the people that was born and raised here aren't even being treated well here. So I wouldn't come over to this country to get treated like that. You know, you could die in the streets for no reason in this country, just like the country they running away from. And it's getting worse and worse, you know, as you know, the months and the years go by. Yeah, Biden is trying to reverse some of that stuff, but some of the things that the last administration put in place is not going to be reversed for decades. The damage is done. The racism that he has let out has spread far and wide, and for and even this administration is racist in itself, because as we all said on this panel, they haven't passed anything that protects Black people in any kind of way. And I want to stop using the term, when it comes to us people of color, because everybody else have their issues. Let them fight for their issues. I want to say that Black people need protection, because when the gay the LBGQ community is fighting for something, they don't say all people. They say we need to get this for our people. When the Jews, they said we need to get this for our people. The Asians said we need to get this for our people. But when it comes to Black people, even the politicians do not use the word Black. They do not use the word African American. They won't use the word of African descent. They'll rather say people of color, which includes everybody under the rainbow that has a tan. And that's not fair. Because also, when you say people of color, it also includes Asians. And it also includes Hispanics and Latinas and Latinos and everything else under the sun, but nothing specific to us. And we need to start specifically and making them politicians specifically say, this is for the African American, this is for the Black people, because we keep going under the banner and getting freedom and equality for everybody else while we get left behind, because we've been trying to get it for years and now everybody else got it and we still struggling. So stop saying people of color. I have to do it myself. I'm talking to myself as well. We have to stop saying people of color and start saying specifically Black people, and we have to ask for what we want and not what they're willing to give us. Because I didn't ask for Juneteenth. I celebrated all along, but I didn't ask for that. I asked for freedom from police brutality, the right to vote, which we still fighting for, is ridiculous. I asked for everything under the sun, and I got a holiday that everybody else gets. And let's be clear about that holiday. White people get that holiday too. How's that for us? They get off on that day. They probably get more of them get off than we get off, because we are, for the most part, the help. We're the support staff. We're everything else. So we don't get federal holidays. We have to work them days. If we work at Walmart, you're not getting no federal holiday. If you working at the car dealership, you're not getting no federal holiday. Anything retail is not getting that. Anything hospitality secured is not getting that. So the federal workers, for the most part, are white people, and they are getting over on us again. I don't want no holiday. And like I said, I will not post not near Juneteenth, nothing, until we get the things that we asked for. And then when we get that, I will gladly celebrate Juneteenth. But until then, I will celebrate it on a quiet tip at home, and I'm going to remember what it was really about. It took 2 years for them to even say that we had gotten freedom. Why am I celebrating that? Because I'm not even celebrating that. I am remembering the tragedy that was Juneteenth. And that's what it's supposed to be, not a cookout, not a yard sale, not a white sale that they always find some kind of way to make money off us. And then I'm starting to see little ads doing Juneteenth of white people wearing Juneteenth sweaters and selling them too. What? We can't even corner that market? So Larry, I'm all the way down for you to sell your shirts and advertise, because that's crazy. How you going to get over on us in the past and then try to get over on us in the present? I'm not going to a Ned Juneteenth sale. They're not getting over on us again. So until I get that, won't be no Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth on my Facebook. Won't be no happy Juneteenth in my yard or nothing else. And we ain't having no cookout. I'm sorry.
All right. Tell them how you really feel, Larry. I see you shaking your head. You agree with everything Melinda said about the 20
mostly
people
what.
dead trying to get here? Why they trying to get here, Larry? For what?
Well. On the end of her conversation, we keep getting symbols with no substance. We don't. There's no substance. There's no policy. There's no substance. There's no policy. Whatever. Now, for immigrants coming to the country, I was in the John yesterday, self checkout. Cute little Spanish girl. So I talked to her. She said she was from Guatemala. I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You like America?" She said, "Are you kidding? $2 a day? You want to make $2 a day?" So right away, I already know. El Salvador is $6 a day. They coming, man.
Yeah, I talked to some people in El Salvador.
They coming, man. They coming. They are coming. Guatemala, the average wage is $2 a day. A day. And they're coming, and they're not here to strengthen any of our policies. They're strictly here to replace us. And they're quite effective at it. I think it's about 42, 43 million of us. I think it's about 69 million of them or what have you. And now the Orientals are coming, the Asians. They're moving in my building. And you're down in 7th Road. They say they're moving in our building. But I make sure I know all their names. I try to.
We need to get them, Larry. We're going to contact them, Larry. Let me know. We're coming down there and get them.
Because, see, on the other side of my flower, I sell this Michelle Obama wear. So they
advertise like a mug.
and it's made in China. See, they make it. And they keep looking at me like, how did he get this? They always be looking at all my stuff. It ain't a whole bunch. It's on a shopping cart. But I got it in detail. And they put their hands on it. They probably figure out how he get this and whatever, because they have a code. They keep their money within themselves. They
exactly.
Within themselves.
You know what? If we do that,
man, we do $1 trillion economy. I mean, it's just like I said, we give the black churches every Sunday $14 million. $14 million. The church is the best system that we have, but they got to do more. They got to give back more. Now, you go there, you put your money in the plate, whatever. Now, they sell hope, boy. They sell hope. You sell you some hope, but that's what they do.
Hey, wait a minute, Larry. I got a question for you and Melinda about this church. So the churches make a lot of money.
Right.
They make a lot of money.
Hey.
Are they giving back like they're supposed to, Larry? Then I'm gonna go to Melinda.
You know why I don't think they're giving back? Because, first of all, if you go to church and you can't put no money in church, if you're unemployed or whatever, and let's say you got a congregation minimum of 50 people or 100 people, they should have a resourceful person in there who can find jobs and employment for their congregation. If you're serious about trying to do something, let's face it, a lot of our problems are financially and economically based. You can pray till you're blue in the face. I text my pastor all the time. They wonder why I don't join. When I listen to them talk, I'll be saying, where are they going? I don't know where they're going.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying? And see, then again, too, the church is too, like you said, Melinda, the church is for all the people. They want to help all the people. That's fine. But I'm for black people. You understand? I know what they for. And that's fine. But they're going to say all the people. It's just like politicians. You vote for me. I'm going to do this for black people. Da, da, da. As soon as they get elected, I'm for all the people. I mean, black people.
They bamboozling us like they bamboozling us.
Hey, yeah, that means black people ain't going to get nothing.
Melinda, what you think, Melinda? What you think?
Larry is right. For the most part, my church in particular is the AME Zion, African Methodist Episcopal Zion, on North Capitol R. Shout out to Met West. However, we are actually militant. We're very militant. That's why I go there. We're very militant. My pastor wears an ankh on Sundays. He knows history. He's like 2 years older than me. So we are in it. We give money to the shelter down the street. We actually sponsor that shelter, and we do a lot of stuff around DC.
Well,
And
I
our
was
previous
we're
pastor,
talking about the mega church. Let's talk about the church that make all
the
the
mega
money.
church, no, absolutely not, because the mega church is in it to make money for the pastors, and the pastors are living well, and then the medium of the church is doing very poorly, and they don't really have access to the pastor that kind of way when he's making that kind of money, and they have very minimal. They have where there's this, like for example, it was some storm that happened, and one of the mega churches didn't even open their doors to the people that was in the flood.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, nah, we don't do that. Our church is closed. That in itself is a problem. And
they gotta make all the money in Texas.
And I'm sorry, and my church probably might get a little mad about it too. But I feel like if a church get into politics, they should get taxed. And if a church is involved so much into politics, they should get taxed. They should have to pay taxes, because on the whole, some churches are doing what they're supposed to do and can't afford to be taxed. But the Catholic Church on the whole, and some of these mega churches that are making millions and billions of dollars, and then they're not paying any taxes, and it's just flowing into the church and it's not flowing into the people. How are you going to have a mega church and then somebody is being put out? I remember my previous pastor, Pastor Lewis Anthony. He used to, if somebody came to him with their bill and said they're about to turn off our electricity, or we can't pay our rent, he would not write you a check, because some people will come with a sob story and then still don't pay what they're supposed to pay, and then they got the money from the church. But they would have to bring the actual bill, and he would write a check to the property management or to the utility place and pay it for them and not ask for it back. And you have so many times that you can do that, because you can't just be not paying your bills and then come through be like, I'm gonna need a check for my whatever. But some churches do have the capacity to try to help its masses and its members. If you were a member of MetWest and you were in a problem, they made a way for you. If I remember one time we were at church and a family got burnt out, their building burned down or whatever, and we all put money together to buy new clothes. Not, hey, can everybody bring some clothes? And no, we put money together and we bought them clothes, and we bought some of the things that they lost in the fire. So yes, the church could do a lot, and the church used to do a lot. Throughout history, the churches, like my church in particular, our history is we were the first Black school in the District of Columbia. The churches used to do those things. The church was the first insurance company, because they used to make them give their little pennies or whatever, and then if somebody died, they had the money to do a funeral. So all the elderly people would be like, I'm gonna give my money every day or every week or whatever, and they built up. So we were actually the founders of the insurance company, and then white people took it over, and it became something altogether different. This is true facts. That I'm saying. I'm not just making this stuff up, but the Black church was the first to really have a business base for African American wealth building, because we were the first ones to actually allow Black people to make money as pastors, and the pastor was always closely connected to the funeral homes. So that's how they made their money. The funeral homes and then the churches, and that's how we built wealth. But nowadays, the churches is just where you go and worship, and there's no additional help. No, not anymore.
Tony, you got 2 questions to answer. Let's go with the first one. 20 people dead. Is it worth coming here to America?
I still say yes. I mean, being here is much better for them than being in their own country. So they're trying to make a life. They're risking their life. They feel that whatever they're doing is going to be better for them and their families in the long run. So yes, I say yes to that.
All right, the church situation, you're a church going woman, Mama Kirby and them got their own church, you know what I mean? I know y'all do a lot for people, but how about these big churches? Do you think they do enough?
No, the mega churches do not. They're in it for the money. And sometimes some of them are in for the political part of it. And it's unfortunate that they don't reach out. They don't do community outreach.
Mm-hmm.
I have grown up. I was raised in a small church, and I go to a small church here, and we do a lot for people, not just for our members. We go
That's right.
outside of our community, and people who have come to our church that needed help, we have helped them, and we didn't ask them to give money back. So, but mega churches are all in for money and helping the pastor to get richer.
I got you. Well, I always joke with Tony Melinda. I always told him one time, it's a joke, Larry. I told him I'm about to open my own church, you know. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get everybody out the street. We're gonna pay them money, any means necessary. So wait a minute, Larry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Listen, where was that boat off the coast of where?
Turk and Caicos.
Where?
Turk and Caicos.
Where the hell is that?
It's not far from Bahamas.
Yeah, like this.
Okay, so they were black.
Spanish.
Oh, okay. What's the name of the country again? I never heard of it.
Turks and Caicos.
David,
I'm trying to go there.
Turks and Caicos, like a little island, like, you know. I'm gonna take you there one day.
I'm trying to go there.
Did they bring them in? Did they allow them to come in?
They died.
Oh, I see. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. They're willing to do anything. They pay smugglers. They get out of that hole. They in a hole. Black people, the only people I know getting the hole dig deeper. These people try to dig out the hole. We dig deeper.
We go. That's funny. It ain't funny, but it is funny. I got you.
And like the mega churches, like what was my man Cleo Dollar? He had to get this plane to fly all over there. And somebody told me, yeah, well, Jesus did it on a donkey. So I ain't giving you no money for your $800 million jet. And Jesus, he would have been on a donkey. Can't you get some kind of motor scooter or something?
So that's what I was saying. But I'm ending this. I just want to end it on this.
Yeah.
The man had all that money, $800 million for a plane. You mean to tell me nobody in this church facing eviction, need money, losing home, need food, but this idiot clown, that person want to go buy an $800 million plane? Man.
They don't have access to their pastor. They have to go to a pastor that is assigned to them.
Well, they need me to come there.
So say, for instance, if one of us say we are in need, we have to go to a pastor who is assigned to us or a deacon, and then they have to vote on if they'll help you. And they'll look to see if you are a tither, a faithful tither.
Man, sorry, Mama Curry. That's why I don't go to church. I believe in Jesus Christ, but there's too much politics in that shit. Excuse me, Lord, but anyway. Let's move on to the next one. You know what I mean? The Supreme Court declined to stop federal moratoriums on eviction, and it expires in July. So what's next for these families, Tony?
There's going to be a lot of families out on the street, unfortunately, because sooner or later, they knew that they were going to have to come up with the money that they did not have to pay this rent. And the fact of the matter is, I know I live in an apartment building, and they just sent us a notice today saying that anyone who was paying by credit card or debit card, they will start to absorb fees again. And you have to pay your rent on time, and whatever rent that you were behind, you are expected to pay it, when it's due. So there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be homeless, unfortunately.
Oh man, that's crazy. Larry, what you think of that?
Well, so the Supreme Court ruled on that. That was recent.
Yeah,
that was recent.
Yeah, they declined it. They say nope.
And that's nationwide.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man. Well, I know DC gonna do something. DC gonna pay something. You know how DC is.
Yeah.
They're gonna take care of their people one way or the other, what have you. But like she said, they knew it was forthcoming. But you know how people, the habits. They just had bad habits in the beginning. Your habits, man. If chances are you paying your rent when you felt like it, maybe. And so now you got a chance not to pay it at all. And them stimulus checks, you had a good time. Or what have you. You didn't put nothing aside, but that's what we do. See, we don't have those type of habits. We don't have those type of habits, unfortunately. And it's not instilled in us. It's not instilled in us. You know you got to pay rent.
Consequences and repercussions, Larry. Consequences and repercussions.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You get for every action, there's a reaction. Now, the church is good, but they can't pay everybody's damn rent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said your church was at North Captain R Street, Melinda. I know that's a good church. I've been in that church. That's a solid church. That church been there a long time. They had a AAA meeting, graduates in there. And I just got a brand new camera, and I looked out my window. I was across the street from it. And I looked out my window. I said, boy, there's some bad-looking women over there. I ran over there with my camera. I was taking pictures. I still got those pictures. Those women look good and whatever. This dude said, you can't do that. You can't do that. I said, what you talking about, man? I can't take a picture. They don't want their faces. I said, well, I don't know their names. They just look good. They got the clothes on. They said, Then he told me it was Narcotics Anonymous.
I understand.
So I had to stop. I respected that. I respected that. But that church does. And that's that Anthony guy. He's in that church, right? When you said that name, I said, I know, because I didn't talk to him. He like a light brown dude, wore glasses.
Yeah, he passed away.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was my pastor.
Well fed a little bit. Most pastors are. Whatever. And I talked to him. I sure did, man. He shook my hand and everything. He said, you understand? I said, I understand, man. They don't want nobody knowing. But I got them pictures. There was some bad women. But a lot of bad, attractive women. You know, and I knew. Yeah. They went down drugs or what have you because they were so pretty. You can be too pretty now.
Well, we need to tell light skin Lou that.
Yeah, you can be too pretty now. Don't get too pretty.
What the thing about it, Melinda?
What was the question?
The court declined. The Supreme Court. The moratorium.
Because Larry's a trip. Okay. So like he said, is consequences and repercussions. They know they have to pay rent every month. Some of the situations came up because some people lost their jobs, and then the stimulus, and then they were getting unemployment that some of them didn't even get because they were entitled to unemployment, but because of red tape and everything else, they didn't get it. Mm-hmm. So it was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. Some people, but other people was like, okay, we're gonna party with this stimulus money. They're gonna hold off on this. They have to know that at some point you was gonna have to start paying again. Put some money aside, do something. But people gonna get put out. They gonna lose their homes. And then I don't know what if the government gonna step in, because it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna lose their homes. And I think the government at some point is gonna have to, because of how many people are gonna be put out, because we already have a homeless issue. So imagine the new onset of homeless people that are going to be put in the system or trying to reach out for resources. Something has got to be done about that. And they're wasting trillions of dollars on other foolishness. So they may have to bail out these people that was irresponsible.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, some of them people was irresponsible and they're going to get bailed out. That's like how they're bailing out people that this is for some people. Let me not say it's all across the board, but the people that was irresponsible and had a rack of kids that they couldn't take care of, now about to get paid. They about to get a whole bunch of money. I heard somebody was going to get $20,000-$30,000 for all the kids they have, and I'm like, wait a minute, I was responsible and only had one, and mine is grown. I can't get no money. But somebody is going to be living well and going to get more than some people make on a salary just because they was irresponsible with their birth control. And I think that's kind of wrong.
Tell them, Melinda.
So, at the end of the day, I'm not hating on people that, legitimately lost jobs or legitimately, situations put them in a place. But they have some people that are out here that are bums. And I'm going to just call it like I see it. They're bums, and they decided that they're not going to do what they have to do, and they're going to live off the people, and they're winning. It's like a lottery ticket that they just won with all them 5 kids or 6 kids that they have, women and men, because women and men was irresponsible in them situations. And now I'm going, I want to see all them single mothers that have all these kids, that's taking care of all these kids. It's gonna be like how the tax return, where the father be like, "Let me hold the kid. Let me get a kid for taxes. It's gonna be some arguments and some fights and so. Hey, I was taking care of my kid. It's gonna be a mess because I don't know when them checks is about to start, but they gonna have people just flossing out here with outfits and everything else, and it's gonna be crab legs, and I ain't gonna be able to get no crabs because it's gonna be like $50 a pound because supply and demand after all these people that got these $40,000 checks for all these kids. Okay, so I know I went off in a tangent.
Yeah,
I'm joking,
did.
but I'm not joking at the same time.
I got some crabs in there, and I'll bring you some. We got some yesterday. Don't worry, but I got your back. I always got y'all back. You know what I mean? And I totally agree. You know what I mean, Larry? These people, they knew. You got to pay your bill. It's coming. Eventually, it's coming. You're gonna have to pay your bills. So all that flirting and going to the Bahamas and laughing and joking and smoking, it ain't gonna be funny now. It ain't gonna be funny. And when you go try to borrow money from people, people gonna look at you cockeyed. So I hope people was being responsible. Some people, because I know a lot of people wasn't. But it is what it is, and you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. But we don't have some tough questions. I need to lighten this thing up. You know what I mean? So, Larry, I want to know if in North Carolina, an African zebra cobra is loose, Larry. African zebra cobra is loose, no doubt. It's all on CNN. He terrorizing the residents. What would you do, Larry? Because one bite or spit could kill you.
Where is it in North Carolina?
I don't know. Once I said that, I ran out of North Carolina. I came back.
They'll find it. They'll find it. I'm sure they'll find it. They got ways. That's why I want to know where it is, though. North Carolina's a big state. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so that does spit. That does spit venom. That does. But I'm sure he got a natural. I tell you what, they get a couple mongooses. I bet you they find it.
So they're gonna have all kind of animals running around North Carolina.
Well, that's what they did in Florida. They were killing something. Something was killing. They brought in the python snakes.
Yeah.
Now they can't get rid of these damn pythons.
It's too many of them. They just caught a 30-footer. 210 pounds.
So that was somebody's pet, right?
Yeah.
Had to be. But why would you want to have something like that? I want to know how big it get before it starts spitting. Why would you want to have a spitting snake and spit venom in your eyes, though? You know what I'm saying? As a pet.
We're going to ask Tony. Tony, why would you have a spitting snake that's spitting your eyes, Tony?
I wouldn't have a snake at all. I don't care if it's venomous or non-venomous. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where the snake is.
Raleigh?
Raleigh.
I'm just down Raleigh.
Uh-huh. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it on the news yesterday. I said they can have it. They can have it.
Raleigh? What you going to do? What if you were living there?
If I lived there, I wouldn't be going out my house. I mean, come on. I know snakes can get in anywhere, but the fact of the matter is, I feel like I'm still safer in my house than going outside, looking around the doorpost and underneath my car and everything else to try to get away.
Melinda, what you doing?
I'm with Tony. I'm staying in the house. I'm gonna have to commute from, do the home commute thing. I ain't going outside. I'm kind of sketchy on dogs and cats, so I'm not gonna have a pet that's gonna be doing stuff to me. I'm not gonna have a boa constrictor that can try to wrap me up and squeeze me to death. I'm not gonna have anything that's gonna try to tear my face off. What is wrong with these people buying these kind of pets that is a detriment to their own health? I think I'm feeling like human beings.
You need to watch it because I bought one, so you need to pipe it. I bought one, so you need to watch
what?
A red-tailed boa.
See, you. That's why you're moving to Florida. You about to fit in Florida. I was about to tell you that you need to stay out of Florida, but I don't understand. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything that's going to turn around and try to kill me later. No, these are animals. And when they act like animals, we get mad. That's what they supposed to do. They supposed to act like animals. So I'm going to leave them in their habitat and I'm going to leave them alone. I'm not going to go where they are. And I'm hoping that they don't come where I am.
Got you. Yeah. So his name was Charlie and he was getting big as hell. I'm feeding him some rabbits and everything, but he got too big. So, I just threw him in the neighbor yard and let it call it.
Yeah, don't worry, that snake. Don't worry, that snake will turn up somewhere.
I know you playing. You gotta be playing.
Yeah.
I let him go in the woods, though. I did. I let him go in the woods. I'm one of them people. So stop talking about me.
No, sir. You supposed to call animal control or something. Say, oh, look, I found the animal. If you didn't want to take credit for it or be responsible.
They might have killed Charlie. I wasn't doing that. All right, let's go to the next question. Larry Adam.
Yeah.
Virginia became the first southern state to legalize the use of sale of cannabis. 21 and older can possess and share up to 1 ounce and can grow up to 4 plants of weed. So what do you think? And what we waiting on? Let's get to growing some weed, Belinda and Tony and Larry.
You mean you mean in DC?
No, Virginia, the first state
To legalize it.
to legalize the use of sale of cannabis at 21 years or older and possess.
Oh, I hear you. They need money.
That's
They
what
need
it is.
money. They need a tax base. They need that money, man. They need that money. They need. But the funny thing that the people selling marijuana now, though, their problem is this: they can't really see their profit. You know, they say they can't see their profit or what have you, and they said, you know, that's because the underground, you know, is still flourishing. Well, the underground started it. You think they're gonna go out of business? You just covered into business, right? They gonna still be underground, cause you know I do medical marijuana for my arthritis, you know, and I'm not going to let dispensary up there.
Sure, Larry. Sure.
Go to those shops, you know, and those joints are $10, and them ounces are 300, and they got every kind of flavor. You get a shopping cart, okay? All right, now I know I can kick it and go down here and see Shorty. and Shorty give me a dub of some good weed. And I come back here and all it is a distraction. I forget about my pain. That's all you want to do is forget about it's just a distraction.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you want something to just forget about it for a minute.
Well, one day, Larry, I'm gonna start smoking, man. I'm gonna start smoking one day. Tony, what you think about it? You know, you can grow up to 4 plants of weed. So
yeah,
what we gonna do? What we gonna do, Tony?
Well, it's. I know they're not supposed to sell it, but you know, people are going to sell it. They're growing it to sell it to make some type of money from it. Being that they made it legal, I'm all for it. I mean, people are buying it anyway, so they might as well just make it legal and just don't get caught when you're trying to sell your plants that you're growing.
Gotcha. Melinda?
I find it legal now after they done put like hundreds of thousands of black men in jail for doing exactly that. Now they profiting off of it, off of our pain, and they're not going to expunge these people's records or anything like that. Here's the thing with weed. I've never tried it, and I most likely I won't intend to try it unless my cancer come back and that's like a last resort. I'm not trying weed recreationally because I don't even drink alcohol at all. However, I do own weed stock, medicinal weed companies. I own stock with that, and I made money off of that. So no, I'm not opposed to weed. I just don't choose to use it myself or partake in it in any kind of way for me. But I don't have any problem with anybody else that choose to use it, and I don't have a problem in investing in it.
Well, I'm gonna start growing something in the back of the yard and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Me and Larry can make a little bit of money out of it, and you know, start selling y'all some ounces and stuff like that, man. But you know, kudos to Virginia, and they about to start letting some people go that weed charges. They about to pass the law. They about to put it up. They about to put it up now. They about to let all of them go. Right, Larry?
And let me say this: they're also giving away free seeds down there in Virginia. They're giving you free seeds. You buy weed now. Ain't no seeds now. You ain't gonna grow this. They ain't gonna let you grow this high powered stuff. You ain't no seed. Used to be seeds in weed. You had to clean out all the seeds. Not no more. So the Virginia not only passed the law, they're giving you away free seeds to grow
Mhm.
Man, I wish I could go down
I
there
got a
and get
question.
see.
Go ahead, Melinda.
What?
I gotta put up the church finger. So here's the thing. Do you guys really trust that weed if it's coming from the government? Because government has been known to take things and alter it in some kind of way to the detriment of the people using it. So my question is, do y'all really trust these manufactured and synthetic weed as opposed to growing your own as people used to do before?
Well, they can't do synthetic weed will kill you. So they tell you warning, you cannot smoke that. But manufactured weed, I mean, you grow your own, you trust it, but everything is consequences, right, Larry?
Hey man, dig it, but they're not gonna go in business and say, this is the state, this ain't the federal government. You don't know what they might do, but the state government, they want revenue. They want revenue bad, so they want you to grow weed. They're giving you seeds.
I got you.
Right, they want you to go down there because they see the revenue. They see the revenue. You see what I'm saying?
I got 2 questions left. I don't know which one I want to ask first, but I'm gonna ask this one. Well, I'm gonna tell. We're gonna do the Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby out. What do you think? So, the previous prosecutor agreed that if he testified on a civil deposition, they won't prosecute him, and that's why he's out. The Supreme Court said, "But why in the hell he do 2 years? They could have been brought that up." You know what I mean? So why did they make this man, Larry, do 2 years when they could have been brought that shit up?
To make you work for it. That's what it is. They let a sleeping dog lay and what have you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They knew they could get away with 2 years or what have you. That's what they did, or get away longer. I had no idea the Supreme Court, because your first Supreme Court justices, 57 of them, when they formed the Supreme Court, they were slave owners. So a black man going to the Supreme Court was like a chicken going to Colonel Sanders. And so Pennsylvania was it's
Tony State.
Huh?
That's Tony State. That's where you from.
Yeah, the state of Pennsylvania, they come under it's 4 of them. I can't think of it. It's going to come to me in a minute. In other words, there's no statute of limitation. I can't think of the name of all those states and what have you. So they had him in a bind up there. So that's why the prosecutor said, well, let them find it out. You understand what I'm saying? In the meantime, we got him. Like they said, one person went to the White House, and another person went to the big house. That's all. Trump went to the White House, Bill Cosby went to the big house. But the 4, what are those 4 states? Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Virginia, where there's no statute of limitation. They call them certain states. I can't think of it right now.
Okay.
And what have you. So there's statute of limitation. They can try you when they get ready. And whatever. So him going to the Supreme Court, I didn't think he had a shot. That's what I'm saying. I thought he had a snowball's chance. Because that's such a conservative state. I can't think of the name. It'll come to me.
What's the thing, Tony?
Bill Cosby was getting ready to purchase NBC, and that would have made him the biggest money maker for him as a black man. It would have made him billions of dollars. So this is not the first time that they stopped him. This is actually the second time that they stopped him. So they figure, we will put you behind bars for these rape charges, and we will make sure you are made an example of, and you'll stay behind bars, and you won't be able to purchase NBC or whatever, and hopefully you'll just die behind bars. So they tried to stop him the best way they could.
Melinda, I know you got a lot to say about this.
That's what I was about to say, exactly what Tony said. And It was a public lynching. They wanted him to fall hard because he had too much. He would have had too much power. He had a good public persona. I read somewhere today that one of the women that the case was built on was 4 days away from her case being expired, where she couldn't even bring it forth. So you see all the shady things that went beyond that. And then shortly after he got convicted and went to jail, I saw this documentary on some of the women. Janice Dickerson was a model, the white woman that was supposed to be a supermodel. She even said she lied about some stuff. They never tried to get him out. A whole bunch of stuff, you know, a whole bunch of things had like a whole bunch of holes in it. You know, some of their stories, some of their, okay. And then you're going over to somebody's house at 4 a.m. or in this kind of, don't put yourself in a situation like that. And then also, we have to also look at, I'm not condoning rape or whatever, but I don't think that was this situation. Remember back in the day, that was a common practice to give somebody a drink. And that's how they carried themselves. So you have to look at stuff in context of the time. You can't judge something from a time from the 1800s to now, because in the 1800s, slavery was legal. You see what I'm saying? You have to judge everything in context. Just like white people don't want to be held accountable for what their ancestors did, or that was so long ago and we're not doing that today. Well, at the time that Bill Cosby was functioning and was at the height of his career, it was normal or considered normal for you to go over to a male's house and they give you a glass of wine to kind of like warm you up or, you know, loosen you up. It wasn't considered rape, and it wasn't considered all these other things until it was taken out of context and taken out of the decade that this stuff happened. And then today with the liberal rights and all the other issues and all the, you know, we standing for this, that, and the next, you can't judge somebody with the same lens from the past in the current present, because all kind of variables come into play. Again, I am not condoning rape. I just don't think that his situation was that. And it was an assassination of character. And look at all the positive things that he did before that was making a difference for Black people. A different world.
Well,
the Cosby Show was showing us in a different light. Yes. And then he was telling Black men and women to clean up their act as far as their family was concerned. We didn't like it, but it was true. Some of the stuff he was saying, we was like, well, maybe you shouldn't say that out in the public, you know, keep it on, you know, where we can only hear it. But he was doing all kind of things to better our community. And ever since he left the scene from TV and all the things that he was doing, we've gone downhill. Look at these shows we got now. All these Atlanta Housewives and the I ain't gonna talk about your favorite, but it's true. All those ratchet shows came after the history and all the things that the Cosby Show. I went to college because of A Different World, a Cosby spinoff. You know, we learned things from watching the Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. You know, we learned things. We try to better ourselves, and we try to aspire to be better. We wanted to be Claire Huxtable. We wanted to be Heathcliff Huxtable, or one of the Huxtable kids that went to college and did well and, you know, married well. We were improving our situation. And he was putting in place where he was going to buy a network that he could make us look better again, show us positive role models, positive shows, positive whatever. And it had to be stopped. And then they stopped him. Well, that's my take on it. And not only that, when they took him to jail, they tried to take away the shows that was making a positive impact. Never mind all the people that it was an ensemble show. It wasn't just the Cosby Show or A Different World, just wasn't Cosby. But they tried to take it away so that it would no longer have positive influence on the people that was coming up, until we started arguing about it and saying, no, we want the Cosby Show back on. No, we want the Different World back on, because these people are losing revenue. They're, you know, they supposed to get money every time it come on TV, and Felicia Rashad wasn't going to be able to get paid, or, you know, all the other people that made that show and put that show together, they wasn't getting residuals because they wanted to punish Cosby and take our positive images off of the screen.
Got you. So I know about the residuals. They wasn't getting them because they took the show off, so you don't get paid and stuff like that. So they kind of just stuck it to them real good. And I just can't believe this. I don't think I'm gonna talk about. I just can't believe that they knew this. Everybody knew this, that he made that deal with the prosecutor, and they let that man rot his ass in jail for 2 damn years when he made the deal. Shame on them, but now
Yeah.
what he 86, 87. How old Bill Cosby, Larry?
About 86, 87, or what have you. But
Yeah,
they
he
did that.
can't see and everything. I mean, that's messed
He
up.
needed
man.
them 2 years.
No, that's messed up. But
But it's
it's
the
what it
same.
is. You do the crime, you do the time. He did something to somebody. Go ahead, Larry. You got last word?
It's the same thing. Like these dudes did 20 years in prison. Then you realize they say he didn't do it. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. But they railroad him in there anyway. Listen, man. According to the Constitution, you're not a human being. You're 3/5 of it. That hasn't changed. You're chattel. You're property. That has not changed. You don't have no rights. It's still in the Constitution. A black man has no rights or privileges that a white man is obligated to respect. That was in that slave. I can't think. What was that? That was that thing that slave left Missouri to go somewhere else. He thought he was. I can't think of the Supreme Court ruling.
The Box Brown?
Huh?
When you talking about Box Brown?
No, it'll come to me. And he said he was free, and the slave owner sent some people to go bring him back, and he took it to the Supreme Court. He bailed
himself.
Huh? That's right. And they said, nope, you are still his property because you are
Box Brown.
And that was another. That's right. And they said the same thing. Why you couldn't get 40 acres in a mule? They said property can't beget property. How you property? How we gonna give you property? You're not a human being. Anything they can to prolong it or what have you, and they're gonna railroad you. Public figure. Now the rumor is, and then I'm gonna log out. The rumor is I heard was Bill Cosby's house sits over some land that has more oil for America and other places. Got more oil under his house than any other place in the United States. So they were trying to wait him out, so he had to sell his house or whatever. Now that's the rumor. But somebody else told me they heard it too. But that's the way rumors start. Somebody else hears it, right?
Hey, Larry, before you log out, Larry, I want you to answer the last question. South Africa is considering letting women have multiple. This last question, so it got to be funny, Larry. South Africa is considering letting women have multiple husbands. A lot of people is not happy, Larry. So, what's your take on that, Larry?
Well, men have multiple wives.
Mm-hmm.
If they, if they can, multiple. Well, hey, it's South Africa. Well, now, is it going to be with the black people, the colored people, or the white people? Because they got 3 different kind of races down there. Or the Chinese. The Chinese taking over South Africa.
That's
too.
right.
And then when you said the word colored, it was before when the United States was giving out monies and things, you were classified as colored. Black people weren't classified as colored people. Like you said, they were Asians and Spanish or whatever. Mm-hmm. Black people weren't considered. You were black. That was another reason why the NAACP was invented.
That's right.
National Association for Colored People.
Exactly.
You gonna say we don't have no color? What is wrong with you?
So, like, you gonna be with one of these women that got five husbands?
I don't think I'd be in the mix. Well, I don't know now. Like you said, let's say Muriel Bowser, 350 million. It'd be one of her husbands.
Oh yeah. Come on, hey baby. Hey man,
and you know what? And we ain't even gotta have sex. You ain't gotta do that, Muriel. Don't worry about it. I got that taken care of. Just let me be one of your husbands, baby. Don't worry.
All right, Larry. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right. Y'all have a good weekend.
So, Melinda, you live in South Africa. South Africa. You're gonna have multiple husbands?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I got shit that I need stuff taken care of. Some people can't build nothing. Some people look. Just like how men find that some wives can do certain things and some wives can't. Same thing. But there ought to be a rule. If you can't afford to have multiple anything, no, stay your poor ass where you at. Because at the end of the day, you messing up and you creating children that you can't take care of. In order to get a marriage license, you have to prove that you can take care of the people that you got already. But yeah, I'm down for that. I'm like, I'm gonna need multiple people because sometimes, I'm not compatible with certain people for certain reasons.
I got
So
you gonna have them. You gonna multitask. You do this. You do this. You do this.
That's
And I
right.
have
That's
you
right.
tonight.
I'm joking though, but at the end of the day, we should be able to have multiples just like they have multiples.
Tony, you got multiples? You got 3?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I dated 3 guys back in the day, and I could barely keep up with them. So no, I think I would just try to stick with one.
I like that shirt you got on, Tony.
Ain't it nice?
It's nice.
It's real nice. But I couldn't do it. Nah, man. I'm not being with no girl got 3 husbands and shit, and we taking turns, and y'all, y'all can have that shit. Leave it for the men.
So
not
you
the
wouldn't be
women,
over a second and third husband?
No, fuck that.
So you wouldn't be over a second or third husband?
Nah, I don't really like Oprah.
No, so he just said he leave it to the men. So he would have 3 wives, but we can't have 3 husbands.
Exactly.
Double standard.
Double standards. Yeah. Yes. So that's a conclusion. Another good show. Thank Larry for filling in for Light Skin Lou. He feeling under the weather. He got his his second COVID shot, Tony.
I know. He told me yesterday.
So he ain't feeling good, you know what I mean? But I did hear something today about that new variant that's coming in, and they say whoever ain't got that COVID shot is going to be in a world of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they just said. All you want. But thank y'all for coming in. I just want to make that clear. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Tony. Another good day. Jamal say, what's going on, smart people?
Hey,
smart
Jamal.
He say,
Miss you, honey.
He say, tell him, Melinda. Oh man, but yeah, thank y'all for coming in, and I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next week.
See ya.
Love you back.